So I really like to do interactive classes. If this is your first class with me, I don't like to feel like I'm talking to myself. I'll pause awkwardly and make jokes if no one's watching or no one's reacting. So heads up there, be prepared. Um, so just so everyone knows where we're at and everything, if I could just have you all type your market center into chat, that'll tell me where you're from and that you're here, so I can just keep track of progress when I report to all the various team leaders, because I help out a few market centers with this. So please do so. I'm just gonna give them. I see them coming in here, so good stuff. Good stuff. All righty. So I did have a bit of a misstatement today in a meeting for Central Oregon folks. I said that I was teaching on smart plans today. My slide got cut off and I forgot what week I'm on. I'm actually teaching on social campaigns today, and particularly paid ad campaigns. But don't worry, the smart plans is going to be next week. So I just want to get front and apologize for that. Otherwise, I'm ready to hop into it. And how many of you have run a Facebook campaign before, or another social media campaign through Command? All right, so Curtis and Matthew say they haven't. Feel free to use your mics if you have them, just because, it's cool to hear you. I feel like I'm not in a void. I'm not in a white void that way. Anyway, good stuff. So for those of you who have not done it, this will be great. For those of you who have, maybe we'll be able to increase your lead generation with it. So we'll go ahead and we'll get hopping on into it. I'm going to share my screen here. There we go. For some reason, I didn't want to go first. I knew it was working because I totally did it for sound. So perfect. As always, I like to start in the home screen here. And that's to demonstrate that if you run up over and click on this red square, it's going to expand your bar here, and it's going to show you all the names of the applications instead of just having to hover over them to guess. So we're going to hop right into campaigns for today's class. And last week we talked about pretty much emails, direct mail, and social posts. Was anyone here for that class last week? And I can't see chat right now, so you'll have to speak up.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert, hey, how was skiing?
It was awesome.
Good stuff. Hey, hit me up after class. I got a better solution for you than after doing that research.
Oh, good. Yeah, I got those postcards out. But yeah, we'd love to do it a simpler way. Thanks.
Yep, found a way. So good stuff. Perfect. Well, basically today we're going to hop in and we're going to focus in on this paid ads tab, because I can spend an hour talking on this alone. Now, I'm going to try to respect your time and get you out in less than the hour, but I want to make sure I'm providing value. So hopping in here, this is the paid ads kind of results interface or whatnot, where you can see what's already been there. So you can see I ran an ad earlier this month. I spent $20 total. That's what I spent there, and I got 11 leads. And for those 11 leads, I paid $1.82 a lead. So it's a little bit more expensive than my average. If you kind of look down the list, you can see that with the exception of an experimental one where it was $5 a lead. Don't do that ad. I was experimenting. It didn't work. I average about $1.50 or less a lead. So that's pretty good. If you guys got leads for that amount, that'd be something you'd be interested in, yes?
Yes.
Oh, two people in the waiting room. Wow. Ken Poletsky is here, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be fun. I can point him out. So anyway, perfect. Yeah, that is the really good way to get good cost per lead. Those of you who just joined us, welcome. As you may or may not know, I like to have a lot of questions and interaction with my classes, so feel free to ask questions. And yes, Ken, that means even you. And please put your market center name in the chat too. So anyway, perfect. So what we have over here on this user interface, it shows our paid ads for either the last 30 days, 7 days, year to date, or lifetime. So you can actually come and see your lifetime stats if you click here. It's gonna take a moment to load. but this lets you really see how you've done overall. So lifetime, I've ran 33 campaigns. I have over 13,000 impressions, 596 leads. And I've spent $867. Now, that's since I've had access to the system. So that has been just about over 2 years. I've gotten 596 leads. And I show you this just to show the power of the system before we hop into actually ad writing and all that great stuff. So any questions here on the front screen of it? All righty, so I'm gonna keep on rolling then. A quick tip I like to show people here that a lot of people don't know is if you hit these three dots, you have a couple options. You can actually download a comma separated values sheet that has your leads on it. And that's an Excel spreadsheet similar to an export. You can duplicate the campaign. So if you have a campaign that was super successful and it wasn't specific to a property or the property is still listed, you could duplicate that campaign and you can take another look at it that way. Also, you can archive the campaign if you want to get off the screen, or my favorite, you can click refresh leads. And what this is going to do is it's going to send a query back to Facebook to make sure that indeed all the leads came on over. So if you ever suspect, hey, I'm not getting a lot of leads, maybe I'm missing something, you can refresh those leads to see where you're at. That has been a great tool for me. I've wound up saving myself quite a bit of time with other leads and stuff. So, hey, Ken, is that actually Ken that's in here with me?
Hey, it's me.
Hey, can I make you a co-host? I have had quite a few people popping in late. So that way you can invite them in.
I'm sorry, say that again, Brian. I had the volume turned down a little bit.
Can I make you a co-host so you can invite people to come in late?
Yeah.
Cool. It says make host. Let's see if that is co-host. Well, I'm just gonna make you the host then, apparently, because it doesn't want me to make you co-host, so you can deal with all that. So anyway, moving through here, we're gonna keep on rolling. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna create a campaign. Now, you go into create campaign. It's just like last week when we were talking about all the other campaigns that we can do. Except this time you're gonna click social ad paid, and we're gonna come up with a campaign name. And you guys are actually gonna have an opportunity, whoever is most active, to have one of their properties advertised here today. So if you have a listing, be ready. We're getting to the campaign main. I'm going to call this one social media class. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to advertise this listing here. Now, it asks you, where do you want to run the campaign? Do you want to go Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? I have found through experience and reading what other people do that Facebook is the only place really worth your money right now. The leads on Instagram have been sparse and not great, and then Twitter is just a minefield right now, and I'll leave it there. So I just run Facebook ads. If you want to learn more about these other channels, hit me up during my office time. I'll get you squared away. And we're gonna go ahead and hit create the campaign, and it's gonna come up here with this, and we're gonna have a few options here. Now, there's several ways to do this. You can actually go ahead and select a property right here, or you can leave a property blank. Now, if you're running a property campaign, obviously you're going to want to select your listing here. That's what we're going to do today. But why would you not choose a property when you're creating a Facebook ad?
Because you don't have any listings?
Well, if you don't have listings, you can always borrow. I know several agents that are always happy to have their listings advertised. So you can reach out to other agents in your market center and give their permission for that. But why else would you not choose a listing here? Legitimate question, because we're sold quite a bit of advertisements on listings, but there are other uses.
If you're targeting a certain neighborhood that there's no listings.
Yeah, or just for experience, maybe you want to run a campaign that says how much is your house is worth, and you want to use custom images and a URL for a lead capture thing that gets people to sign up for CMAs. So there's ways that you can target sellers as well on this, is what I'm trying to say. And you can also do fun little video ads and stuff that you wouldn't be able to do if you grabbed a listing. Now, for the purposes of this class, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to add a listing. And this is the part where we're going to
Brian,
see.
can I ask a question before you add that?
Yeah, of
Does
course.
that mean under media, we can put in our own media, like a video?
Yeah,
and
Ken,
not
if
have
you
a
want to, yeah, Ken, if you want to do a video or something or a different type of ad, you can skip this section entirely and move down
Okay.
to the rest of it. And
I
if
didn't
you
know
have some
that.
creative stuff you want to do, we should get on one-on-one on the Zoom, or you can come in and we can do some stuff. It's pretty cool.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
So who here, and go ahead and type in chat, who here has a listing that they'd like to have advertised? And I don't care if you're in Oregon, I'll advertise your listing and then send you leads and just figure that out there. So who wants something advertised?
You can do mine.
Oh, we got Janina there. Is there anyone who's not a team leader?
Well, I can give you the listing to use as a sample listing to promote.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and we can do that. I'm definitely trying to kind of have a bit of carrot for my training here. Guys, you don't understand. If someone pops up here, I'm going to run a paid ad for you today and give you the opportunity to benefit from paid ad because I'm running as your trainer. So is anyone else on here?
I put one on the chat, 6735 Collins West Richland.
All right. Anyone else? I don't want to just give it to Ken because I know Ken doesn't need it. I want to give it to someone who needs it. Going once. Going twice. All right. Well, I'm going to use Ken's listing, and then I'm actually just going to keep the leads because it's Ken. For the record, Ken is a member of our ALC here, and he's a buddy of mine, so I'm giving him a bit of a hard time.
I can take it. I got thick skin.
So we're going to click add a listing here. And if you had your own listings, they'd show up here. You could toggle the type of status right here. So you can actually go all statuses. And you can see my past listings that have been closed are pending here as well. Or you can go specifically for active or off market listings. And this was only my listings. So if you're going to use someone else's listing, you're going to come here and click all listings here. And you're going to put in the address, which Ken put in here.
6735.
Copy and paste. Oh, I'm lazy, Ken. I'm gonna copy and paste it.
There you go.
And then you can do the search, and you can see right here. Here is his listing in the KWLS system, the 6735 Collins Road, and listing agent Ken Pletsky. I need to say, make sure you have permission from the listing agent before you advertise a property. Not only is it a good idea for relationships, but let's be honest, there might be some other reasons why you can't run an ad on a specific property and you don't want to carry a problem with their clients. So that's a quick little disclaimer there. But we're going to go ahead and select this one because I most certainly do have permission from Ken to run this advertisement. And we're going to move down the way. So you see on the right here, it loaded a preview of what the ad is going to look like as it currently is. Now, we're going to come in here to the ad text, and you see here we actually already have pre-filled in from KWLS the information that was put in there. We're going to come in here and we are going to modify this because we want to make it pop for a social media audience. Also, the National Association of Realtors now requires the MLS number be included in the advertisement, and this wasn't in here yet. So always make sure you meet that requirement by putting the MLS number in there. Ken, do you have that off the top of your head?
I can get it for you while you do the rest of the stuff.
Perfect. So we're going to do the MLS number here. And then we're going to say this is a new construction home. So we'll go why buy used when you can buy new? And keep in mind, you see it stopped me here because we have a 250 character limit. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna take a bunch of this out. so we can get what we need here. So when you can buy new from Sand Hollow Homes, and now here's the fun part. We're gonna add emojis. Now, why would we want to add emojis to this?
Get attention.
Exactly. So this is not a paper ad. This is a social media ad. And guys, and maybe some of you black screen people, I don't know if you're really there. Why don't you chime in here and let me know why you think it being social media makes the emoji such a big deal.
Because you're trying to draw people in and that engages people. I mean, social media is all about like what grabs your attention. So
Exactly. That's exactly it. So the emojis grab attention. So I'm going to put in here, why buy new when you can buy used, with some fire there, because it's like, oh, wow. Then we have from Sand Dollar Homes, 3-bed plus a den. And so I'm getting ready to do another emoji here. So I'm going actually to the end, because the system won't let you put the emojis right in line. You may have seen me copy and paste in there. But we're going to go here and we're going to come to the search bar. And I'm actually just going to search bed, right? And we'll put that in, and that's going to put that in here. I can highlight that emoji, right click to copy, and then I can go to where I want and paste it where I want. So that's how we work around that. In 2 full baths, it says, so we're just going to go in 1 bed plus a bin, comma 2 bath. And we're putting in these emojis here. And so we're trying to write an advertisement on social media that is going to catch the eye of people and really be a way to go. So why buy used when you can buy new from Sand Hollow Homes? 3-bed plus a den, 2 bath, 2094 square foot. This home also includes, so get into some details here. And I like these details because they're going to get people to understand what you want. Basically, you're trying to get it to catch their eye. And then we're going to, sorry, my wife sent me a text. It pops up on my screen sometimes, and I'm just letting her know I'm sharing my screen in case you're able to see it. Basically, what we're looking to do here is catch the eye and get them to click on the advertisement, right? So we have this in here. I like the description well enough. You can tweak it whatever works well in your market. I recommend some A/B testing, because what works in Tri-Cities, Washington for the words might not work as well in Central Oregon, might not work as well in Spokane. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use this other bit, and we're going to tell them what to do. We're going to say click learn more. And actually, we got to get some characters back here. There, I'm reclaiming some text space, because what's next is important. So we're going to say click learn more for all the pictures and details. Hardwood flooring. No, you're fine. Someone who is attending to my office has to go, so never mind the person walking by the camera. And then we're going to say click learn more for all the pictures and details. Who loves pictures? Who loves pictures? Everybody looking at houses on the internet loves pictures. It's what it's about, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. And then I'm actually going to point down. I am going to point down with these pointer down arrows to go. If you look at the add copy here, these pointing fingers are pointing through the picture right down to where it says learn more there. So who remembers English class when you're in high school? What did your English teacher tell you about writing basic essays? Karen, what do you think?
I'm sorry, what was that? I'm trying to copy what you're doing.
Well, and I am recording this too, so I'll be able to put that up. What did your English teacher tell you way back in high school about writing basic essays?
About writing what? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
About writing basic essays. What's the main rule when you're trying to write an essay?
Grab their attention?
Well, basically, yes. So you're going to tell them what you're going to tell them, then you're going to tell them, and then you're going to tell them what you told them, right?
Okay.
So up here, we just told them a call to action. Click learn more for all the pictures and details. Now we're going to come down here in the headline, and we're going to say, why buy used when you can buy new? Click learn more for all the pictures. So again, we're telling them twice now. Click learn more for all the pictures. Then we come down here to this bottom description, and we're going to just go ahead. And I'm actually going to take out pictures and details here because Ken, you need to feed me that MLS number before I forget.
250, I put it in the text box, 250382.
Perfect. So perfect. We got to fit almost perfectly. I'm actually going to go ahead and just copy this, and I'm going to paste this here in the description. Because if you've heard the term TLDR, too long didn't read, it's very true. So if we write a whole bunch of extra text down here, they're not going to bother reading it anyway. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to delete the MLS number on this lower description just to make it look cleaner because we only need it on there once to meet the requirement. And then we're going to just use the same message over again because they're not going to read it twice anyway. And we're trying to accomplish getting them to click on the ad. So that's the basics of writing an effective Facebook ad here is you tell them what you told them, and then you tell them what you're gonna tell them, you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. So you see we went through and we wrote the ad, and it's looking pretty good here on the side. From here, we're gonna move down. We've saved the ad test, and we're gonna go to add media.
Excuse me, Brian.
Yes,
Where
Karen.
did you put the arrow? You were talking about putting an arrow in.
So you see right here these two little finger pointing emojis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're pointing down to.
It's so
learn
small,
more.
it's hard to see. Okay.
Gotcha. So if I go back to add text here, you can see right here is where they are.
Thank you.
So then we're going to come into add media. And you can come in here and you can add more pictures. This is where you can also add a video if you're doing a different style ad. And we're going to want to find the best picture for the advertisement. And in this case, I'm actually going to stick with, actually, let's use this one. I think this looks nice. We're going to go this one nice and wide. It shows the front of the house. And here's something that I bet you're not expecting. I'm going to take this other picture that was already in here and delete it. We're only going to go with one picture. How many of you are surprised by this?
I am.
So the old knowledge, and Ken missed this meeting at Keller Williams Tri-City, so he's learning for the first time. The old knowledge was to make sure you put as many pictures as you can to see what makes people click. However, as more data has come in and as we've learned more, you don't want to give them pictures of the kitchen, pictures of the yard, and all these other things. You just want one picture to grab their attention. Because what's going to happen if you hate blue kitchens and there's a picture of a blue kitchen on this house? Are you going to click on that advertisement? You can go, oh, I don't want the house, and move on.
Well, you're gonna move on.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to move on. So what we're finding is we're having higher success at grabbing the lead if we give them more reason to click on the picture. So in this case, we're not going to do anything but this front of the house that looks nice and grabs attention. Because if they want to see all the pictures and details, they have to click learn more and do what we told them to do. And by clicking learn more, even if that house has a blue kitchen that they absolutely won't buy, you've captured their information. You can sell them a house without a blue kitchen. So, but you can add up to like 5 or 6 photos here. Again, for the above reasons, I do not recommend it. You can also add a video here, and that's for a different type of ad. Now, we can run other ads in here, and I'm happy to workshop with you guys in my office hours on the different kinds of advertisements when we have more time to go over all of that great stuff and really target down. Next is our DBA logo. You have to make sure you're following all the advertising laws in your state. In Washington, we need to have our brokerage logo. It could be the generic Keller Williams or your specific market center, and it needs to be on the picture. Check with your local leadership if you are not in Washington State. I don't know those laws. And then you can just click here to position where you want the logo to be, on the left or the right side. I like mine on the left for this picture, but I change it frequently depending on the picture. I like to include the ownership statement that each office is independently owned and operated, but you don't have to either. So what have we done so far? We've chosen a listing, we've written our ad, and we've set up the ad media. So now we're going to come in here and we're going to configure the Facebook ad itself. And so we're going to come in here and we have connected in settings. If you need help with connecting yourself in settings, let me know. We can do that one-on-one. We're going to choose our page. So I'm actually going to choose my page, Tri-Town Home Group, which is the page for my team. And that is going to change this to be Tri-Town Home Group sponsored, and it's my own branding. So you see, I have my logo up here for my marketing profile, but I also have the DBA or the Market Center logo here, which covers me for the Washington State requirements. Then you're going to need to choose Facebook lead generation form or a site or landing page. You want to choose a Facebook lead generation form if you're trying to capture leads. Does anyone know why? And by the way, I ask these questions to make sure you guys are here. So if you want me to pause, let's turn on your camera.
It's automatic.
Exactly that. It's automatic. So if you use the Facebook lead generation form, they're going to be pre-filled in with their information from Facebook and rock and roll right onto your pictures, and you'll capture significantly more leads. If you direct them to a site or landing page, you're giving them the golden goose for free. You're not charging the admission price of their information. You're just saying, hey, here it is. Now, if you want to learn more, give me your information. And basically, this is a lead generation tool for you. As a consumer, I've always hated forced capture myself because I'm like, oh, I just want to see it. As a salesperson, as a realtor, this is how I get my leads. This is how I'm making this valuable for my money.
Hey, Brian, a question around that.
Yeah.
On our website also has a capture option. Once they go there, they have what, 3 photos before they can.
There's no force registration on the agent site. Now, if you're on your own site through Boomtown or something else, Ken, that's outside the system.
So, sorry, I have a question. So when you do Facebook lead generation forms, that before they can see anything, they have to fill that out, right? So if they want to click and see more photos of the house or anything like that, they have to give you your information.
Yeah. Have you ever clicked on something on Facebook to go to a fun game or something that says continue with Facebook and you log in through Facebook?
Yeah.
That's you giving that app or that thing your information.
Okay. Got it.
That's
So you don't even have to type it in. It's already there.
Exactly. And that is the power of the Facebook lead generation form.
Okay.
So Brian, when I click on that, I get a pop-up that says I have to accept Facebook's term of service.
Yes. And so the first time you do this, and thank you, Karen, you segued perfectly. Perfect. The first time you do this, you're going to have to go through and basically fill out a little agreement form in terms of service forms with Facebook, saying that you're not going to break any laws on advertising real estate. You're not going to discriminate. You're not going to blah, 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 blah. And that's what that is. That is Facebook covering their rear end to allow you to advertise homes.
Okay, it takes me to my Facebook page.
Yeah, and if you need more help with that too, I would love to get together after class.
But I just click accept, right?
Well, you need to accept if you want to use it. I'm never
Yeah.
going to just tell people what to do when it comes to agreeing to terms of
Right.
service and other stuff. But to use the system, yes, you have to accept it.
All right, I accepted. All right, I did.
Perfect. So anyway, moving on, that took care of my next thing. Then your call to action button. You can do learn more, sign up, or apply now. And sign up and apply now is going to be for different ad types. What makes sense? Obviously, we put in our ad, click learn more, right? So we're going to go with learn more. And then it wants a follow-up destination URL. And you got a couple choices here. You can choose a landing page or you can choose a website. Now, if you're doing a different ad where you want them to sign up for something or you want something super specific, you can create a landing page in Command, which is going to be covered in a future class. It's also going to be covered in a smaller degree on Friday on my Start Smart Command class for agent sites. However, for now, since we're running an advertisement for a home, I want to direct them to my agent site because I want them to go to a website that keeps them in my ecosystem. And agent sites are super powerful. So I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to type in brianmoveshomes.kw.com. And I really needed to get my Tri-Town Home Group one turned back on there. And I'm just going to come here and I'm going to copy the address of the house, right? And I'm going to search in the search bar here by pasting it in. And I'm going to find this listing of Kens. And here it is right here. I'll click on that. And instead of going through all the effort of creating a landing page and all that great stuff, I just brought up his page on my own agent site. And then it's going to keep them in my ecosystem and give them all of this powerful information from me to try to start to submit that relationship. Keep in mind, we are digitally based and physically enhanced. And this is part of that digital base. This will let us submit that relationship with them before we even get them on the phone or in person. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this URL. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry.
Alexandra.
So you instead of connecting them to like just your site, you went in and did the work for them basically to go to the specific listing.
Yep, it's gonna take them right to the listing. So it's gonna give them what we promised them, but also keep them on my website.
Cool.
Here's the thing, if it has a blue kitchen, they're like, oh, I don't like blue kitchens. Well, they're not on a landing page that only has that blue kitchen. Maybe they keep searching around my website and see something they like.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's cool.
it's all about driving that user experience to where you need it to be.
Got it.
So I copied that URL. I'm going to delete the HTTPS here that is automatically put in by the system. And I'm just going to paste that URL right in here. And that turns green. That means you got it copied over correctly and Facebook's ready to rock and roll. So we got our ad all set up and we're almost ready to rock and roll and send it into the world of Facebook. The last thing we need to do is called ad targeting. This is where the magic happens, folks. We come here, and we want to toggle use custom settings. So we're going to come in here, and we got more options. We got target my database or target a custom audience. Now, what you do next depends on your goals. Why would you want to target your database with a listing? I won't cut you off this time, Ken. I know you know why.
I do. How about just staying in contact?
Yeah, so you're staying in contact. That's one reason. I thought you knew the answer. I thought we talked about it.
So
Oh.
you're reaching out to people that would be interested in this particular neighborhood or area?
Yeah, that's possible too. So your
Show them how
database,
busy you are.
yeah, all good answers. I've targeted my database with new listings when I am wanting to stay top of mind. So I keep people in my database. Maybe I just had an event and it was great. A lot of my clients showed up. A lot of my sphere of influence showed up. Now I'm running an ad. Well, I can click target my database here, which by the way, you can do both. And I can make sure that those people are targeted, the ad to, so they see the ad and go, oh, hey, yeah, Brian's got stuff going on. That's cool. I just saw him at the ball game or whatever it was. So, and to do that, you're going to want to have a decent amount of people, and we can target by tags or target by neighborhoods. And so let's say I want to target people that are in the Sunset. Actually, this is West Richland, so I'm just gonna type in West
Yeah,
Richland.
you'd have to put Collins Road on that one. That's that neighborhood for some
That's
reason.
that neighborhood?
Yeah, it's giant, but I don't like the fact that he made it so big. But Collins Road,
How do I spell that again? I don't wanna,
LLINS, and then space road, RD or something like that.
get a load here.
It should come up in West.
So it should pull from the,
Oh, there, I saw it.
there it is. So anyone in my database that's in that neighborhood would be targeted. And we'll go. And we'll create that. We also could have create an audience by the tag. So you can go through and tag your database. So I can come in here and I can select my A tagged people, not agent, my people tagged with an A. There we go. And target all those people. And so that's what we can do. A couple quick ways to create the audience for that. And it's create that list. That one took a little bit more time because there's more. So we'll go ahead. Well, there's like, oh, I'm in the Brian Verheidt side, not the Tri-Town side. So that's why I have two different databases. I have one with all you all in it and one with all my clients in it. We're in the one with you guys. So anyway, that's a great way to stay in front of people. Then the targeting a custom audience. This is where we're taking the giant pool of Facebook and we're telling it what to look for to narrow that down. Because we only have so much ad spend that we're going to do. And we want to make sure our advertisements are served to people who are going to have a high chance of clicking on our advertisement. So we come here and we click add interests. And what kind of interest do you think we would do to attract people to a new construction listing? What sort of people maybe are looking for new construction?
Professional people.
You said
First-time home
professional
buyer.
people? What, Robert?
First-time home buyers?
First-time home buyers, probably not for this home because it's 511,000. But here's a good idea. Let's look people who have been on Zillow. If they've been on Zillow.com, they're looking at homes. Same thing for Trulia. We can come in here, and by the way, fun fact, Trulia and Zillow, same thing, only different. Realtor.com is a good one. And so we have those in there, but we really want to keep narrowing it down because we don't want to just have too broad. Maybe people who are literally looking for new construction. And let's see what's in there. And I don't know everything that's in here, so it's kind of trial and error at this point. But maybe they're looking for a mortgage. So we can type that in here.
You might type in home too, and then it'll pull up everything to do with home
Well, pull up everything with home in it.
in it. Yeah.
So here we go. We got home here. I maybe wouldn't do home repair because if they're searching for home repair, are they trying to repair the home or are they trying to find a new home? And keep in mind, it could be both, but we're trying to get very targeted here. But so we go home there. We got home in there. That's a great one.
Construction.
Let's look at type in real estate and just see what there is. So if they're looking for a real estate broker, maybe that's what they're looking for. They're looking to invest or develop. Those are things that could be very good. And so we keep adding these people, and I'm actually going to go ahead and leave it there because 9 is pretty good. So these are including people who match these items, but we can also narrow our audience further. And we can come in here and we can have them people who match those items and people who match these items, and they're both included in there. So if I did that, in fact, I'll do it for an example, then we'll take it out. So let's go ahead and include accounting in there, right? People who match these things and also must match accounting. That lets you get super targeted. Now we don't want to narrow it that much for this particular ad, But if you're looking for a very specific type of person for, let's say, a super luxury property, that's going to be a tool that lets you avoid bad leads. So went through quite a bit right there. Is there any questions at this point?
Is KW going to be adding anything to those audience options?
So this is Facebook generated things.
Okay.
I mean, you
Okay.
have to be careful, Brian. Any issues of equal housing, I would imagine, could come up there, right?
Well, so in this stuff, that's not going to be a concern because this is just who we're targeting for our advertisement. Where we
Okay.
got to watch out for equal housing is how we write our ad to make sure our advertisement doesn't say it's not for this group or it's only for this group. So we don't want to put things in there like great family home because what is a family, or anything you wouldn't put in a regular advertisement, you know? Like you're not going to say there's a park nearby for the children. Something like that would get you in trouble with fair housing.
Yeah.
Over here, you're telling a computer, this is the type of people that I want to be served this ad to. So it's a different cup of tea. If someone
Okay.
in another group sees the advertisement, they're still free to click on it. And so it's all good.
Okay, thanks.
So does that make sense? It's ad placement versus ad target.
Yeah.
Cool. Or ad detail versus ad target.
Hey, Brian, I have a quick question.
Sure.
On the including people who to match, it seems to me it'd be more beneficial to include as many different categories as possible, but does that affect the cost of the ad?
So here's why we want to narrow it down instead of just being shotgun approach. You get your ad service and placement based on your budget and whatnot. So if you don't narrow it down a little bit, you're going to have your ad served up to everybody, no matter what, how Facebook decides. If you narrow it down, you're going to say, hey, I have this little bit of money. I want it to be sent to these groups because these are the fishing holes I want to put my lure into, to use a fishing analogy. So if you're trying to catch a trout, you're going to put your lure into a lake that is known to have trout in it. You're not going to go to the ocean and put your lure in the ocean there. And so that's kind of what we're doing here. We're targeting what we want, what we think is going to bring us a good lead for this ad, instead of wasting our money put in front of, like, you know, this house is what, 511,000 before upgrades. We don't want to put this in front of a first-time home buyer who has never bought a house before and has a budget of, you know, 280.
Okay, that was kind of my question. So the more people that you end up targeting there, the more it's going to cost you.
Yeah, well, not the more it's going to cost because you set your limit, but the wrong people might see it and you'll get fewer clicks.
Okay,
Because if you're that first-time home buyer, you're like, well, it looks beautiful, but there's no way I can afford that house. They're just going to keep on scrolling. And then you've used up part of your ad budget for something where they just keep on scrolling.
I understand. They take it out of the total budget. Okay, I got it.
Yep. So you're trying to maximize your return.
Brian, is there anything you have to do in particular to your database for it to be able to link to that? Do you have to have the Facebook information for your people in your client or in your database for it to find them?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the short answer is you need to have the email that they use for Facebook in their email, or their address that or whatever information that they can be on Facebook. The best way to do it is just make sure you have their updated email, and that's going to help out. And then you can put people, serve it up like groups like I showed you. I was actually going to include my A clients, but I'm on the wrong account here. So next time.
Thanks.
So perfect. We're going to go ahead and save this Facebook ad. And we come down to duration and budget. This is where we start talking dollar bills, y'all. You choose when you want to run your campaign. The system recommends 10 days for the campaign with a budget of $1 per day. I don't like that right now. We are at least in the Tri-Cities, and I assume elsewhere as well, we're in a fast-paced seller's market. So what I want to do is run this over the weekend. So tomorrow's Thursday, so I actually do want to start it on the 27th. But I want to end this ad. I'm actually going to run it through the 1st because Monday's a holiday, so I'm treating that like a weekend day. I personally have found great success running ads over the weekend. And then we're just going to go ahead and I like to do $25, which is $5 a day for this Facebook ad. That's how I like to run it. So instead of going only $1 a day for placement, I'm targeting that window of time where people are most likely to work, that Thursday through the end of the weekend, before they have to go back into work. So we're getting an extra day on here, an extra $5, because Memorial Day is a weekend, practically speaking, right? So that's how I target it. There are multiple strategies and multiple ways out there. Feel free to experiment or check out other guides, but that's what I found. With that, we set the duration and budget. We can come up here and we can save it as a draft if we want to look at later, or we can publish the campaign. If you publish a campaign, it's going to have your payment information right up here that you put in previously, or you can add new information if you need to. From here, we just create campaign in 10. Tomorrow, I'll be advertising your listing.
Well, thank you. I hope you bring me an offer by the end of the weekend.
I mean, it's been a while since we've done a deal. It'd be good.
So
I have
we
a
want to
quick
know
question.
what results you get.
So that comes back over here to this page that we're going to. As your leads come in, you're going to get a bell notification, which is this bell up here. If you have the Kelly app installed and it's working, because they're not developing it, it's not consistent right now. Command Mobile is coming soon. You'll get a push notification on your phone, but then you can come in here and you can see the leads counting as we go. So when this runs tomorrow and I get a lead right away, it will push over right away and say 1 lead here. And I'll get the bell notification here to say, hey, you got a lead, come work with it. So you just come back and check your command. When Command Mobile's up, you'll be able to do it all from your phone. And guys, there's some other really cool features coming. I don't want to tell you too much about them until they're live, because you know how it is. Tell a kid they're going to get a lollipop and then make them wait a couple weeks for a lollipop. So, but there's some cool stuff coming that makes this even better.
Okay, I've got a quick question. So
yeah, we're in question time. We got 10 minutes. I'm here for questions.
okay, so we did this whole ad from a listing, right? That was already in like MLS and everything. But what if we were starting, like, wanting to do a coming soon ad, so it's not live yet? Would that one you just start and add everything in yourself? So like you pull in your own photos and your own information and everything without adding?
So I'm gonna have you. You can practically put your own photos and stuff in there. I'm gonna have you connect with your local leadership. Coming soon is no longer permitted by the National Association of Realtors and could be a violation.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And so again, I'm in Washington State. I'm a realtor and NAR member.
Yeah.
So if you are not a member of NAR and you're in a different state, talk to your local leadership about that one. Can the system handle it? Yes. You just wouldn't select a listing and you put your own pictures in. But yeah, it's not allowed here. And that's a new thing, and it's a sad thing in my opinion. But
okay. Well, so basically you would only be doing this if you had a live listing then.
well, there's other ways to use it as well, as I kind of discussed.
Yeah.
We can come in here and we can create an ad for event awareness. And we can go create the campaign, and we just skip the listing section here and go into writing our ad.
Yeah.
Right in here, and this is just super quick. And then you can go ahead and go to add media and upload whatever you want here. And the reason you'd still do this here and instead of going through Facebook is going through command has better results, because instead of saying, hey, here's my $25, Facebook, run an ad for me, you go, hey, Keller Williams, I'm going to run a $25 ad. Here you go. Keller Williams says, hey, cool. Keller Williams turns around and says, hey, Facebook, here's our $1 million ad buy for today, and here's all the things we want you to run. So it's part of the economics of scale. So like I've ran non-listing ads through here for various reasons. Like, you know, the sky's the limit, whatever works in your business. I've run, if I've done a first-time homebuyers class, I ran an ad through here to attract people to come to my first-time homebuyers class. And then I use that to try to generate buyer leads. So tons of possibilities.
Okay, so running it through Keller Williams gets you a better results just across the board.
Yeah, it's the economics of scale. You know, you're going to show
Yeah.
up with $25. Keller Williams is going to take all our money from the day, plus probably some of their own for their own personal stuff.
Yeah.
And say, hey, Facebook, here's $1 million. Make it worth it.
Right.
I'm sure it's a
Okay.
more nuanced conversation than that, but you know.
Hey, Brian, I don't know if you mentioned it at the beginning or not, but these leads automatically go into command.
Yeah.
To where you'll be able to track them as a lead and check them. If you're on Teams, it might go into lead pool, but that I think is one of the best features that I found with it for sure, is that you see where you got your 11 leads on that one campaign. You can pull that up and just phone call every one of them. You can email them again, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah, and here, that's a good call. Ken, I actually missed it. You can come here, and these are grayed out because I've worked all the leads already. But you could actually select all these leads and add them all to a smart plan right here instead of going and hunting them down, and work them all right here. So, any further questions?
I'd like to piggyback on Alexander's question, because my website has a home valuation algorithm per se, and I want to target, hey, and you mentioned earlier, what's my home worth, or something like that.
Mhm.
I can create my own photo, upload that photo in the photo section. They click on that, and it can direct them right to that page where they can plug in their addresses, right?
Yep, 100%. You can create your own image, put it up there, write your own ad, and then have that follow-up link be to the link that takes them where you want to take them.
So are you saying that on our Keller Williams website, we can do a home evaluation link?
No, Ken is a massive producer. This man makes more money than I've ever dreamed of.
Mm.
I was at the awards banquet, buddy. I saw.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it when people compliment him, so that's part of why I'm doing it. Like I said, he's a friend. But he has some outside tools outside of this. Karen, just because I know where you're at your business, you probably want to stay in command until you grow more. Ken leads a team with multiple agents, and so he does a few other additional things.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Brian, I noticed your example, you know, is obviously for an actual listing. As a new agent with obviously no listings in a very small database, would this be an effective tool to market myself, just to kind of get my name out there?
Yeah, so if you do that, you'll get your name out there, but you probably won't get any leads.
Yeah.
What I would do is I'd find yourself a agent in your market center in your area that has a listing in a neighborhood that you're interested in.
Okay.
And then I would borrow their listing with their permission, and then create this lead using their listing, but your branding.
Okay.
That's what I would do. In fact, that's literally what I just did, except here, this is Ken's listing, because no one else threw the hat in the ring except for Janine. But you know, I probably could have done Janine's, but you know.
Can I piggyback on that too for Larson too? So what you could possibly do though, you could create your own photos, like, you know, best search website in your area. Click here, and then it directs it directly to your Keller Williams search page.
Mm-hmm.
So you are getting some recognition. They're going to go on to you capture, right? You capture the lead, you follow up. They may just be certain home buyers that are searching for homes. Click here, right? That type of an ad may generate leads from that if you don't have access to borrow other people's listings.
Okay. Thanks, Ken.
So all great stuff, and I appreciate. By the way, if you guys have knowledge to share, that's why I like the mastermind style, because we have people with great experience here, and I love it when people share things I don't think of. All right, any other questions? We got just a few more minutes. I'm happy to give you time back, but I want to maximize your value all at the same time. So.
Just real quick question. What's the most successful ad you've ever done?
Oh, let's see if it's on here. It might be too old at this point. I did one for Bryson Brown Road, which is an area in Findlay here in the Tri-Cities. And I literally got like, I'm showing more ads, so let's try and load it. I literally got like 1,000 leads. Let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. Well, no, so I got 10,411 impressions. I exaggerated. I got 147 leads off of that one. It's a $50 ad spend. Here's the kicker. That cost me 34 cents a lead.
So Brian, does command, so you got those leads, you worked them, does it note in there if you actually were able to serve that client?
Well, if you're working the system properly, you're putting them into the cultivate section of opportunities as you start to work with them. When they
Okay.
go from being a contact or a lead to being a contact, and you're
Okay.
keeping a history and command of your actions with that contact. So that's how you're gonna know and be able to track your conversion rates, is using opportunities and working it in the system.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, these Facebook leads are long-term nurtures, but we're here to build our pipeline out for the future. You know, business today is great. Business tomorrow is how you stay alive. So just because someone's not responding right away doesn't mean that you send them out to sell, out to sea. You want to develop those leads. And a great way to do that is to assume that they're not ready to buy when you get the lead. We'll cover this more on smart plans, but your approach should be, hey, I know you're probably not ready to buy right now, but what did you like about that property? So you can cultivate and build a relationship.
Hey, Brian, I'm driving, so I couldn't really see that campaign that you showed, but can you just tell me what in particular, what do you think made that more successful?
Right lead at the right advertisement at the right time. It was a hot listing, and I targeted well, and I did all the things we talked about in this class. Also, this was before Apple made some changes, so it was a little bit better than it is now. They're still great. They're still worth doing, and I obviously still run them. But the cost per lead has gone up as Apple users have opted out a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
So perfect. If you hadn't already done so, please put in chat the name of your market center, so I can keep track of who's coming from where, and I can be like, hey, team leaders, I'm doing things. And then I'm getting ready to go into my office hours. So if you guys have more questions, please join me there. I'm happy to keep the conversation going. I just have to kind of change Zoom calls here in just a few minutes, and I need to take a quick break to refill my water.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, Brian.